So when Elon Musk came to me in 2022 and asked me to smuggle Amber Heard into the prison for him, I told him no problem. Elon came to Shawshank in 2022 for reneging on the purchase of a social media platform. You might say he pulled out, something he's not too familiar with from what I'm told. Hayworth tells me he's a tech billionaire. Good work for a man as young as he was. I must admit, I didn't think much of Elon first time I laid eyes on him. Looked like a stiff breeze would blow him over. That was my first impression of the man.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and the media is just seething that Elon continues to post win after win. By the way, I'm going to be streaming this afternoon, both here and on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/thequartering. I'll probably be playing some Final Fantasy XIV, but also talking about today's news, so I hope you'll stop by. Yesterday, it was the Tesla earnings call, and despite literally every headline being ridiculously negative, Tesla is up 10% today and rising. 10%. It's up $75 a share. In fact, if we look at the last 5 days or last month, it's continuing to go up. It's currently at $816 a share. And people are just absolutely seething, and they're looking for anything to be mad about. And then he takes another shot at remote workers. Elon Musk says remote workers are just pretending to work. Turns out he's sort of right. Remote work is no longer acceptable, thundered Elon Musk in a leaked memo to Tesla staff late Monday. And it's a position that I 100% understand. And I think that there are people that can work remotely and be just as effective. They're also happier in my experience. But also, I like to see people in the office every once in a while. I think a mix is probably the right solution. There are lots of people that work as hard or harder when they're working from home. They're working longer hours, they're available more. So I think that, it isn't necessarily a bad thing in general, but also you want people to come into work. I don't care what anyone says about Slack or whatever other software they're talking about. There's no substitute for like two brains in the same room bouncing ideas off of each other. The world's richest man doubled down when he confirmed the memo's authenticity on Twitter, writing that remote workers should pretend to work somewhere else. As it turns out, remote workers really are pretending to work quite a lot, but pretending to work is hard work. New data from Qtlog and GitLab put a number on it. Knowledge workers waste an extra 67 minutes online each day while doing menial tasks for express purpose of proving to their managers and colleagues that they're available and working. It's taking a strain. The survey polled 2,000 knowledge workers and found that more than half of them, 54%, reported feeling pressure to, quote, show their online status by replying to emails and Slack messages, adding comments to Google Docs, and updating project management tools. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're actually getting stressed out because you have to fake working? It's a new twist in the developing saga of remote work, and it shows that escaping the culture of presentism isn't as simple as escaping the physical office. Well, I mean, when you talk about people wasting an hour and 7 minutes of their 8-hour day fooling around on the internet instead of doing their job, that's not good either. Yesterday also, Elon Musk sells most of its Bitcoin holdings. They had at one point. I don't know actually at what price they sold it at, but probably a good thing given how volatile the market has been lately. Now, I don't know. It was a $1.5 billion investment in Bitcoin revealed in February 2021, prompted a surge of demand in the currency. The price of the notoriously volatile crypto soared to almost $70,000 in November before crashing. One Bitcoin now trades for $25,000. And last year, they stopped accepting Bitcoin as payment for cars, citing concerns about the climate impact of energy-intensive Bitcoin mining. But the reality is it's just too volatile. But now, even as he continues to be right, these articles keep coming out. Will Elon Musk go to jail over his Twitter deal? What? No. Elon Musk could go to prison and lose control of his Tesla stock if he doesn't comply with court order in Twitter's suit, legal expert says. You mean the one hack that you were able to get and put together on your channel to say the things that you want them to say? Like, are you serious? He's not going to jail. Elon Musk often refuses to play by the rules. If he takes the route with court handling Twitter's lawsuit against him, the billionaire faces harsh penalties and even prison time. Child, please. Imprisonment would be, of course, a last resort, according to Robert Miller, a law professor with extensive experience in mergers and acquisitions. By the way, 0 people have ever been jailed for this, as far as I know. The Chancery Court is cloaked with very strong powers to force compliance, Miller added, speaking on a call hosted by Wells Fargo analysts, the counter speculation by some lawyers that Musk might simply not be able to comply with any court order that may come down against him. What does or does not happen to Musk all depends on the outcome of the lawsuit Twitter filed on Tuesday. It's possible the billionaire prevails in arguing that he can walk away from his April agreement to buy Twitter since it's breached its end of the deal. On Friday, Twitter said its regulatory filing is that he's committed to closing the merger on the price and terms agreed upon with Mr. Musk, and again urged shareholders to vote on the deal, except he's also struck back, or he plans to strike back, in that it's being reported anyway, that he's going to countersue. And I imagine that's exactly what's going to happen. You see Elon Musk to countersue Twitter in an attempt to scrap $44 billion source, according to a quote source. Musk's lawyers are angling to push a Delaware court to grant them more time. Well, we know they lost that. The first hearing in Twitter suit is scheduled for Tuesday, which we know he lost. Now, of course, Musk then filing a countersuit would make sense. If he doesn't do that, he's surrendering, Miller said in an interview with the Post. Miller, who used to work at Rothschild Lipton, the law firm representing Twitter, doesn't expect a countersuit to turn the tide in Musk's favor if he reiterates the same claims about Twitter bots without new evidence. But if Musk embraces new arguments, he could potentially win additional time or discovery of power. If he comes with a completely new issue that has not been raised, it could change things, Miller said. Some legal analysts have predicted that the Court of Chancery won't order Musk to buy Twitter because the deal is so large and because refusal to comply by Musk would wreak havoc on corporate courts. Miller, however, argues that all the incentives for Delaware cut in favor of making sure the big guys get treated the same way as everyone else. If the court ultimately rules Musk must buy Twitter, Miller said the mogul may physically refuse to sign the paperwork to close the acquisition. In that case, Delaware has the power to appoint an official called a special master to act on his behalf, according to Miller. The court could also hold Musk in contempt, potentially leading to fines or even jail time. That's not going to happen. Like, he's not going to jail. That doesn't happen to billionaires. And especially when, like, do you think that this court wants to force through a deal to have Musk take over under duress? Think about what that's going to do to the company. He says, I'm sure of anything that I've been as a lawyer, he'll be ordered to specifically perform. If indeed he's in breach of the agreement, Miller said, specific performance is in order to fulfill the contractual duty. In rare situations where court thinks monetary damages aren't enough, in Musk's case, this may mean he's ordered by the court to acquire Twitter for the agreed $44 billion price against his will. The case is likely to be resolved quickly, however, probably before the end of October, when the acquisition was initially set to close and certain financing agreements expire. Should Musk be ordered to specifically perform in any way, the court's ability to force his hand is broad. Miller said its powers range from formally holding Musk in contempt to taking control of his shares of Tesla, the electronic car company, where most of his enormous wealth is. Musk did not respond to an email seeking comment. The court may end up ordering Musk to acquire Twitter for $44 billion or another approved amount. That's, I think ultimately the outcome that I hope happens. I hope that he's able to renegotiate it so that he can still, like, take Twitter over and fix things. That would be ideal, but what can I say? You know, I guess if he has to pay $1 billion breakup fee, that would be a lot of egg on his face. It's not going to ruin him, though. Like Twitter and many thousands of other companies, Tesla is incorporated in Delaware. Miller said that this means shares of Tesla are deemed to be in Delaware, allowing the court to treat them as property. Property then can be seized and handed over to Twitter to pay off the ordered sum. Yikes. There could also be fines of essentially any amount. They could hold him in contempt and put him in prison, but they're not going to do that. Like, will Elon go to jail? Like, of course, these urinalists are like frothing at the mouth, just hoping and praying that they would be possibly see him behind bars, just like they were with Trump, and really just how Republicans were about Hillary. Fact of the matter is, these people don't go to jail. They never do. They never have. This is America. Rich people don't face justice, and that sucks. But like, I don't think Elon's going to get a prison sentence for not consummating a $44 billion deal to buy a company. That's just not practical. But journalists are happy to push that anyway as their little weird fantasy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click that red subscribe button, and we'll talk to you again real soon.